Are you struggling to scale up in your vocation or career? Do you want to master a certain subject? In this episode, we'll talk about why we need to study, and I'll be providing specific handles to study well, including suggestions on what to study. Now, study is defined as the application of the mind to the acquisition of knowledge by reading, investigation, or reflection. Study is the experience where intentional observation and perception of objective facts and reality may cause thought processes to go in a certain direction. Now, by studying, it will cause our minds to be renewed and replenished, and as a result, have transformation in our lives. So that's the end goal, right? That's the outcome of true studying. So does a martial arts master spend most of his time studying sales and marketing? What about an IT geek practicing ballet every day? So here's the thing: to be healthy, study about health. To be wealthy, study all you can about the nature of wealth and the accumulation of it. To be a great investor, study all you can about the basics of investing, risk management, timing, etc. Do you know that Warren Buffett, the American business investor, completed reading all the books his father had? And once he was done, he went to his local library to consume all the investment books. He did this at a tender young age, and the results are plain to see. For any field we plan to excel in, we have to devote time, right? We have to devote time to getting great at it. In my teenage years, I studied many books on computer hardware, and this led to me running my own computer repair business. Around the year 2005, my obsession in trading the foreign exchange led me to reading lots on this subject and eventually had me trading professionally. Now let me share some handles for studying. Do grab a notepad and a pen as you'll want to note this down for your own application. Ready? So here we go. Key number one, study to remember. Study to remember. After all, where's the point in studying and forgetting? When we study to remember, there are 4 C's, if you will. Okay, so the first C is to concentrate. So set aside dedicated time for it. Don't study where it gets too comfortable, like your bed. It's the perfect recipe for wasted time. And the second C is to comprehend. Comprehension always leads to insight. Okay, once you understand something, it's going to give you insight and epiphanies. The third C is to contemplate. Right, contemplate. Comprehension defines what we are studying, while contemplation shows us the significance of what we study. And finally, the fourth C is to conclude. With what we have studied and contemplated on, we want to summarize and apply it. Now let's get back to the big picture. These are the 4 C's, right? So here's key number 2. Key number 2 is to study to replenish. First is to study to remember, right? So key number 2, study to replenish. We want to fill up our minds and be a flowing stream. This means we share and teach others what we have learned. In the 1960s, the developed learning pyramid have revealed that we retain about 90% of what we learn when we teach or use it immediately. So that's key number 2. Here's key number 3. Key number 3, study to reproduce. With the knowledge you've acquired, coupled with your own life experience, you want to integrate them and create your own models and principles to teach, inspire, and bless others. And this is precisely what I'm doing right now. So have you noted the 3 keys? Great. Shall we now look into what to study on? And here are 5 suggestions from me. Suggestion number 1, if you're spiritually inclined, study the sacred texts such as the Bible, the Torah, etc., and even the Tao Te Ching. Okay. Suggestion number 2, it's going to be on personal development material. Okay, I've shared with tons of people before this. This must be a priority. We want to keep working on our minds and mindsets, and never take this area of life for granted. Remember that a mind once expanded never retains its original size. This bears repeating. A mind once expanded never retains its original size. Suggestion number 3, study the journey of life. Right? Study the journey of life, autobiographies and biographies of people you respect and resonate with. Suggestion number 4 is study people's nature. How we think, how we interact, how we socialize as people, right? as human beings. Books like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Okay, this has been around for a long time right now. And How to Talk to Anyone by Leo Londas come to mind. Okay. Suggestion number 5. Right, suggestion number 5. This will be material in your own specialization. So if you're a salesperson, well, study all you can about sales. Okay. If you're into product design, study all you can about product design. Be knowledgeable and end up in the top 1 to 10% of our respective industries. And John Wesley, an English Anglican cleric and theologian who lived between 1703 and 1791, rode over 250,000 miles on horseback everywhere he went. Right? He was reading while riding, from scripture to medical books, and he was constantly studying. Warren Buffett reads some 500 pages a day. That's what I heard. Dr. John DeMartini, the best-selling author and international educator, has read over 30,000 books. Okay, the average person has not read more than 100 books. Okay, a mentor shared many years ago that who we become in time to come is the primary result of who we associate with and the books we read. Okay, so primarily two things. Again, the primary result of who we associate with and the books we read. Be mindful that you are your life's number one best asset. Again, you are your life's number one best asset. And if you don't invest in yourself, who will? Feeding and studying are so important, it's a daily joy for me. I firmly believe in what gets scheduled, gets done. What gets scheduled, gets done. So make sure you set aside time each day for studying. Start with a short period and extend it longer at the right time. What might also be useful for you is to set reading goals, particularly if you aren't wired to like studying. As we wrap up this episode, get clear on which subjects you'll need or like to get masterful at, and begin taking baby steps towards it. It's been a pleasure to share this, and I look forward to hearing from you at calvinchan.org. Hey, thank you for listening. Do take a moment now and like this episode, leave a comment, and also subscribe to not miss out on new episodes. Once done, check out your next episode. Want to connect? Do so at calvinchan.org and also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Stay well and talk soon.